Okay, so we're inside, and over here is the shutoff for the commercial and for the residential. You can see the water line comes up. You've got your grounding wires for the electric over here. They come up, they go through. This is a shutoff right up over here. This gate valve, easy way to remember, is righty tighty, lefty loosey. You've got your meter, pressure regulator, and then a jumper wire over here. Same thing over here, shutoff, gate valve, meter, pressure regulator, and another shutoff. No, this is just a service bib. Service bib here, service bib here. Okay, you've got your gas lines over here. Con Edison is your gas provider. You know, this is the shutoff for the gas. So easy way to remember is if you line up this hole with this hole, that'll be off. If you didn't pay your bill, they would put a lock between those two and not allow you to turn this on. So right now the gas is on for both first floor, second floor. All right, I noticed that pipe on the outside in the exterior video, and it looks like indeed they have a sump pump down over there to a little bucket, and the sheetrock that's covering that area is all damaged. This light's not working. Let's see. Oh, it is. And this is missing a switch. All right. You have your network interface. Not quite sure what this is. I can't get it open. This is the Verizon for all the internet stuff, right? You have stations. This used to be a real estate office, so they ran Cat 5 lines to all the stations, so they're all around. Outlets are working fine, with the exception of this one outlet over here. It isn't working at all. There's no power. Okay. When we turned on the AC, it wasn't getting cold. I turned the whole system off. I turned it back on, and it is getting colder now. It's still not blowing very cold. It's only about 65 degrees coming from the registers, so it would be better to see that down around 60, in the 50s even. There's some carpet frass all along this side of the wall, and I pulled it out a little bit, and I did see some workers, so I'm definitely going to recommend doing a carpet treatment. That cover probably should be replaced with something plastic, not organic like that sheetrock. I'm sure if I pull it off, there's probably a bunch of mold on the back side of it, so we're not going to disturb it, but that should be replaced. There's a track light bulb that's out over here. Should be fairly easy just to replace that. Right down over here, they have an ejector pump for the bathroom on the other side of this wall. And you can see the sheetrock was cut, but I don't see any kind of mold or anything like that. So the outlet is grounded properly. It's not ground fault circuit interrupted, which it shouldn't be. Here's the bathroom. Everything is working in the bathroom. Toilet's secure. Faucets are secure. All right, there's no leaking from the traps. We've got escutcheons. This tile, it's possible that it contains asbestos. I did notice it carries over into this area, and this is what leads me to suspect that it may contain asbestos. There's a tile piece that's cracked over here, and if you look at it, see how you have that cement? It's like a big thick piece of cement. That's usually an indication that it's asbestos. So if you want, I can send it out for test. I would need permission. I need a quarter-size piece of the tile to send it out for lab analysis, and I could easily do that. That's not a problem. right? So you have an office over here. AC is blowing good, all the outlets are working. The second office over here, it houses the water heater for the bathroom. You can see it's an A.O. Smith, right? And it's a 6-gallon tank, and it runs on electric. So if you're just going to be washing hands, you know, this should be sufficient. But I think the planned business is going to have a bigger demand for hot water, so you'll probably want to put the appropriate water heater in. And then that switch over here is a shut off for the water heater, so when you're not using it, you can just turn it off. And then down over here, you have the main clean out for the sewer line and the main trap. And then that's a fresh air vent that goes to the outside of the house, or the building, I should say. Right, all the outlets work over here. Over here is your panel. From the exterior, we were talking about how the residential disconnect was on this side, and the commercial disconnect is over on this side. You've got a 3-phase 200 amp service, so depending on what you plan on running, you know, you may want to bring a secondary service in, but from what they described to me, I don't think there'll really be much of a demand for electric. There was a question about a dryer. I would just recommend using a gas dryer. You do have a gas line here, so that, you know, you can not put those demands on the electric system. So that's the disconnect right over there, right? And that line runs behind this wall over to this panel, and then you have another disconnect over here. It's a 200 amp disconnect, and everything would be powered over here. Right, you have a 40 amp breaker over here for the AC. It's a 3-phase for the commercial system. So yeah. The only thing I noticed when I had this open, I took a picture, is there's a knockout missing up in the top of the panel. Other than that, everything is fine. And that's it. Everything else looks pretty good. You're missing screens on some of the windows on the exterior, but you do have some screens over here, so I don't know if those will work. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.